Yeah, and I think you're right with the cultural thing. Some cultures, it is very much like I don't talk to people I don't know. Like it's funny, like in Denmark, like I've done many videos in Denmark, and I always say the Danes don't care. They don't care about you at all. It's not that they hate you and want you to die and don't want you to. They just don't care. Like you're not my friend. You are irrelevant to my existence, so I don't care. Like that's how they are. So you don't talk to them. Like if you talk to them, like what? Why are you talking to me? Like I don't know you. It's and you have cultures that are like that. So sometimes it's hard to start those conversations. Those are ones it takes longer. How do I prove that I'm someone worth getting to know? You have to see him multiple times. You have to prove that friendship. It's like any relationship. Your best friend, excuse me, today was not your best friend when you first met them. It took time. It took meeting after meeting of relationship to build up that trust. And we just got to get out. The thing is, Netflix doesn't have as many good shows anymore. Disney Plus or Hulu, they've got the good shows now, I guess. I don't know. But like, we need to sometimes get away and say, I have to force myself to do that. Like I've gone on multiple trips with friends of mine I hadn't seen because of COVID. And because I'm like, I want to see all my friends. In 2021 was going visiting friends. So we were over Europe, South America, the US, just to see friends. And that was all it was. But the thing is now that I've seen them all, I'm like, okay, what now? Like, I should see them again. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. But you don't think about it because we've been so isolated. And even if it was only 18 months, it was 18 months that really impacted a lot of us. And It takes us time. It's like putting on those freshman 15, they don't come off the same, like as easy as putting them on. It's the same thing with getting back to where we were. So
it's the same with also working from home, like the same culture, right? Like we were forced to do it because of the pandemic, and now people feel more comfortable doing it rather than going to the offices and doing everything. So even there was a short period of time, like they might have been working at the office for like many years.
Oh yeah.
But just that 1 or 2 years.
And you know what's interesting is you have people that are like, I'm never going to go back to the office again, which I don't agree with. And there's people that's like, I'll only go back to office, which I don't agree with. I think what you'll see is kind of a hybrid. They'll be like, oh yeah, 3 or 4 days a week, and then you get your one day, you get to be hybrid or online or whatever, because the benefits we've seen actually did help with productivity. But one of the things I've seen in my job here is like I miss my colleagues, and if you don't have the colleagues to kind of bring you in, you kind of wander away. And I wonder if that's not like we had the quiet quitting that people talked about, and the great resignation, people leaving. I wonder how those people like quiet quit or just the great resignation were just because I don't have any friends here. I don't have any connections here. Because that's what people get people to stay. It's like, I have connections. Like, I'm not going to, I love it. I went to Illinois. My dad went to Illinois. My brother went to Illinois. My kids are from here. It's like, people laugh. Like, what's it like being in a town? I'm like, I don't know. Ask my sons. But I'm like, it's a total different thing. And I think I don't know. I think that it's a very complicated topic.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that we all kind of went online and bringing us back, I think, as people start to get used to talking to people again and being with people, I think that's going to make it easier to come back in the office. Like if I know one of my buddies is going to be in the office, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to be there today. Like I want to be in. I'm going to make sure I see Nehemiah. I got to see Eric. I want to see Carlos. Like they're friends of mine, right? So it's like I don't see them as much because we're all like the hybrid kind of stuff now. So I think that's where you might see some companies saying, look, we want you back in the office. You're maybe you were more productive at home, but you weren't as happy. Because are you really happy if you're sitting at home alone? I mean, as much as we all like Netflix and chill and stuff, you eventually get to the point where I've watched everything on Netflix. Like I go on Netflix, I'm like, there is nothing. I've got nothing, there. So like, what am I going to do? And I think the work environment, the things that they offer, the camaraderie is one of the things. If companies can find a good way to balance the work at home and be in the office to get that camaraderie back, I think companies can be very successful with that hybrid model.